Paleisi? Hello, everyone. I think maybe take your seats and we can slowly start the evening. So first, before the first speaker, we have a few things to mention from the association. One second. Here we are. So last week, there was the first AI governance forum held. There are leaders from different expert groups, and actually anyone can join the conversation as well. You can scan this QR code and get some more information about it. Also there will be a post about it on the socials of the association. And if you are interested to join the conversation, you can scan the QR code and fill out the form. Then the next thing is AI hackathon is coming up. It's happening from the 16th till the 23rd of May. The deadline for registration is 9th of May, end of day. So if you're interested in joining the task track or the startup track, please register. And finally, this is the agenda for today. So first we will have 3 presentations and then networking, refreshments and pizza. And after that, this place closes, but there's a continuation at San Diego pub. You don't have to go around the building, you can just go here. So yeah, that's it for now. And I think we can continue with the, another thing also, we would like to experiment a little bit with Slido for these meetups. So if you scan the Q&A, this QR code, throughout the presentations, you can add your questions and you can vote for other questions. And then we'll see. You can also ask them live, but we'll see how this Slido works. So without further ado, we can continue with the first presentation, which is by Kes from Perfection 42. Let me just, here it is.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Kes. I'm from Perfection 42. I hadn't done presentations during all COVID, so it's a bit of a refresher for me, but let's see how useful it's going to be. Hopefully too. So my previous experience was about 20 years in game development, and afterwards I switched to artificial intelligence, and for the last maybe 5-6 years I was working on artificial intelligence. And together with Simona, we created a company, Perfection 42. Next, our company. We are specializing in generative AI and working on a nodes-based solution for businesses to create various images, videos, and a little bit of LLM as well for various problems and solutions. Very briefly this much, because it's not about our company, it's about sharing knowledge with you guys. So today I'm going to tell about these things, and the initial presentation will be very, very lightweight for people who are just considering to start learning about artificial intelligence. So it's going to be very, very little technical. Middle side will be much more technical, but still I know couple of people at least know way more than me. I hope they all want to throw something at me. and then there will be a little bit about business of artificial intelligence, and especially in Lithuania. So how to start learning artificial intelligence? I'm hoping there are a few students here maybe who wants to learn artificial intelligence, or at least considers. Okay, a couple of 3 people, okay, maybe a little bit more, okay, maybe 5, okay. So just encouragement for you to actually try to do that, because you might have some fears or heard some myth about artificial intelligence, and this is where I would like to encourage you that that's not exactly true. I heard a lot of people telling that math is really important in artificial intelligence. And yes, it's definitely a good thing to know math, but it's not essential thing. I more see artificial intelligence as a creative process. You can employ math knowledge to help you, but actually experimentation and trying things and trying wrong things, and sometimes actually wrong code produces better results than correct code. It happens like that as well. So if you're not extremely strong in math, that should not discourage you to try to learn artificial intelligence. Usual stuff. Yes, about GPUs. You also likely in media you have heard that ChatGPT is trained on so many computers, and they heard like they are building hardware for ChatGPT-6 at the moment, which is going to cost $25 billion, and GPT-7 $100 billion for the hardware. And you can get the impression, oh my God, I need really super powerful computer to learn artificial intelligence. And I would say that's not the case. I actually started learning artificial intelligence on my laptop, which had really terrible graphics card. So pretty much I was learning without GPU whatsoever. And I learned enough to get confidence that, okay, I can do this thing. I can actually deepen my knowledge further without any GPU whatsoever. Yes, you do need powerful GPU to solve complicated problems, but you don't need to start from really, heavy lifting stuff. You can start from small examples and learn pretty much maybe 90% of artificial intelligence without really strong computer. Pretty much any computer can do. And as for me, a little bit of bragging, sorry guys. Actually, when I started learning artificial intelligence, my first attempt was at a NIST data set, which is pretty famous. I don't know, maybe half of you know about this. It's a handwritten digits recognition data set. And pretty much in 1 year from starting to learn artificial intelligence, I reached about 6th place in the world top table position of accuracy. It's not really important about the actual achievement, because it's very easy to cheat using this data set. But what I wanted to say that I had zero knowledge before starting, and in 1 year I got pretty much a very high level. Again, I was trying this way later than these guys achieved those positions. So technology is developing so fast, it's getting easy to achieve world-class level using pretty standard tools. So if I can do this, you can do this too. And also, just for fun, this is actual screenshot of my source code, which achieved that 6th position, which is looks like my pseudocode, but again, people who know artificial intelligence can see that very easily. And it's like literally 1 line commented out and 2 lines, and you will get really, really good results. Again, just to confirm that you don't need very deep math just to comment out 1 line and then a couple of more lines, and you get completely different results. I will not go deep through what's happening here, and it's actually no longer that impressive. But again, this is for encouragement that you can try to, and you can learn, and you can do amazing stuff. So next is how to sell products you are producing. This is more about change of mindset. If you like me, you started to learn about artificial intelligence, produce some results, and you are thinking, okay, what's next? What can I do with that product, and how can I sell, monetize it, or maybe get a job. Getting a job is actually easier than the part, but again, if you want to produce something and sell the product, that's a lot harder. And the first thing I would like to say that you need to change mindset, because clients think different from what artificial intelligence developers think. They don't care about data, they don't care about training, they don't care about how many months you spend learning artificial intelligence and what kind of framework TensorFlow or PyTorch is used to produce that model. All that is not important for the client. But you can get this impression if you are following AI trends and you know what kind of model is produced, who are using what kind of framework. You can get too cycled over the same topic too much. But I would encourage you to change mindset into what actually matters. Clients value results, especially repeatable results that can actually be used in their product, business, or whatever they're doing. So clear value proposition, again, what's valuable? Are you saving time? Are you saving money? Are you making life easier? Are you automating some tasks, manual, laborious tasks, and make it easier? Third point, predictability and reliability, also really important, because usually when you see on YouTube someone's producing some of the crazy good results, often they are cherry-picked from 10 bad results, and you get one crazy good result, and here you go, my amazing AI does like this. But for business, that's not good enough. If you are failing so often, that's going to fail for the business. And you need repeatable. It's not necessarily 100%, but if it's within acceptable margins, that's good enough. But that needs to be communicated with the client. They need to measure how often your AI produces results that are good for the client. And the last, effortless for workflow, is about how you integrate your solution into every day of the client. How easy it is to use your solution. Regardless, maybe it's easy to use from the source code, but your client is unlikely to use your source code. It needs to be used via API or whatever integrated in whatever program they are using. So all of these things you need to consider, and that's not technology, so it's more like adapting to client needs. Okay, world class in Lithuania. Who believes that AGI will be achieved in Lithuania? No, but one person. Two. Okay. Unlikely, but still, I would like to encourage you to think that Lithuania is actually a really great place to develop artificial intelligence. Maybe not extremely cutting edge, but very close. And that's my point of this part of the talk. And I hope I'm on time in this presentation. Just quick fun story is about this senior Microsoft developer who made a YouTube video. This is a screenshot of his image from the YouTube video, and he was measuring speed of Python and C++. And he was claiming that Python is very slow, it's like 7 times slower than C++, because he was really abusing the Python in the wrong way, and that was his point, that Python is slow. Python is really slow, everyone who is using it knows that, but not 7 times. After I read this number, I told our junior developer, you can do better than senior Microsoft developer, and he actually achieved much better, about 60 times better performance than senior Microsoft developer. Obviously, it's one big thing, and you can actually Google this video of C++ versus Python by a senior Microsoft developer, and you can try it at home, and you can actually beat Microsoft developer pretty easily. That's not the point of beating him, but that's the point of busting the myth that Microsoft employs amazing developers and Lithuanians cannot reach that level. You can, and you actually can, like literally, you can Google this video and do that. But it's not only about Microsoft, it's about any company. The US is famous for high-end AI development, but nothing prevents us from developing really crazy good AI models here in Lithuania. We have same tools, same PyTorch, same TensorFlow, we can do same kind of experiments. There are some limitations, but again, I would like to focus on the positive things and basically encourage that we can do crazy good things. And again, the second more technical part it's not really important, very bottom line, but okay. This is perhaps the best thing I have done so far, is beating Google achievements in positional encoder efficiency. This part was more complicated. Beating Microsoft is easier than beating Google, but still it is possible in some cases. And positional encoder is very important part of large language models. So if Google would get this technology, they would be very happy, maybe catch up with OpenAI. I don't know. But still, developing this technology and beating Google is nothing if we cannot monetize this technology. And monetization is much more complicated than developing small thing, which is better in some parameters. So again, getting back to thinking about the client and what client needs and how to achieve that. Yeah, just very, very quick showing the difference. Google's positional encoder is more like memorizes the data. And you can see very noisy representation because it tries to remember this Fox image. While our AI actually tries to understand how Fox looks like. So it's finding shapes, finding new shapes which does not exist, and you can see the very black eyes, and while Google's is already with black people in the middle. Just a fun slide to share. And just also very briefly about the technology is when developing AI is interesting thoughts are about randomness and how to communicate with artificial intelligence. And I was also working investigating different types of noises and randomness. And this is one technology which was used to achieve positional encoder efficiency. And on the right side, you see pure randomness, typical randomness. On the middle, you see more parallel noise, very typical implementation. And on the right side, black square is my visualization of nothingness, how to communicate to AI something that does not exist. And that's actually useful if you have limited data in your data set and you want to augment that data. You need to communicate this is correct values and everything else is wrong. And what that everything else, this is where a lot of interpretations are possible. Usually more typical randomness is used, like Gaussian also distribution is used, but that's not only way possible. There are different noise distributions like parallel noise, but also different colors of noise available. I'm not extremely expert, but just a technical detail that if you want to go really, really deep about artificial intelligence, that's one of many areas where you can go very, very deep. And the last part of my presentation is about business. And if you are thinking of starting your own startup in artificial intelligence, I would really strongly encourage you to use someone else's artificial intelligence, not building your own. Just take ChatGPT, just engineer some prompts and find a business which needs that solution and tailor that solution for their needs. This is a very easy way to build business and you can be very successful. That company will not be very big, but it will be profitable. But if you have ambition to go bigger, like us, for example, in that case, it's much more complicated because you need way more data, compute, and everything else. It's much harder to achieve those resources in Lithuania. Not impossible, but much harder. And this is where we are aiming to produce our product and work with businesses and get monetization correctly. And just part of that is AI research and development for the clients. That's it. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Just raise your hand.
So yes, please raise your hands. And if there's nobody, there are a few questions on Slido. So maybe I'll start with that. So first question, why Perfection42? What's the backstory of the company name?
Yeah, very usual question. 42 is actually from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie and the book as well. I just saw the movie, not the book. And 42 has quite fun meaning. Is that 42 is for ASCII character of star. You know, and star in the computer means everything, anything, and any number of characters. So it's AI is like perfection. Is you are improving AI, training AI to be more and more perfect. And 42 stands for everything. So it's like getting better at everything.
Thank you. The second question is, who are you selling to?
Right. So we have a lot of clients from various industries, but primarily we are working with generative AI and businesses who need images or videos, and lately with large language models. So any business who wants a solution, and if it's on the way where we are aiming with our company, that's what we are working with. Can you name any companies? Someone?
Companies, no.
Companies, no. Okay.
Industries.
Industries. Yeah, but again, we are aiming long term. We are aiming to work with Hollywood, with big movie studios. So I hope in a few years you will see some movie which is going to be enhanced with Protection 42 AI.
Another question is, so okay, we have quite a few questions. Okay, number one is where to start learning AI if you can't code?
Pretty much everything you can learn on YouTube, and also there are various courses available. You can enroll them online and learn. Coding, very basic coding would be beneficial if you would learn that. But basically more technical thinking rather than coding. And then you can learn, okay, we are exactly building solution for people without coding experience so that all AI solutions will be broken down into small nodes, and you connect nodes and you create a solution for whatever you need problem to be solved. So we're working exactly to help those people. We have already.
So it's basically 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 just for build, right?
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is a very good example, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 more is open source and available for everyone to use. In our case, we're aiming at bigger businesses who want more reliable AI and also different generic AI solutions integrated already and paid for in advance. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is for more bigger studios. Excellent example.
If anybody, there's a question.
Thank you very much for the presentation. You mentioned that you are aiming towards being a bigger company and a bigger solution. So how big? How big is your vision? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to create a worldwide AI that will conquer us all from Lithuanians? And will be glad about that? Or?
Yeah, pretty recently we have closed the investment round of more than 1 million euros at the moment. So we are a startup and growing, 15 plus people at the moment. But again, using AI is very easy. I'm pretty much sure everyone used ChatGPT here. But if you want to invent something, this is where it gets really expensive, really fast. And we would like not just use AI, but actually invent something as well. And this is why we want to grow. It's no longer about money or fame or whatnot. You know, it's more like to produce those solutions, to work with Hollywood studios, you need certain size and certain amount of people and compute and data and whatnot. One slide before, you need all that. So to get that, you need to grow bigger. It's not about ambition. It's not about ego. It's not about ego. It's about getting to the size to produce what you want to produce.
How do you get luck?
Yeah, luck.
The rest I know.
Even if you do everything right, sometimes your business can fail because maybe customers are not interested. Maybe it's wrong time. Maybe some law passes and bans AI or certain AI models and whatnot. Something can happen outside of your control. So this is something you still need to succeed, but not something you can directly influence. Again, the better you prepare before that, the less luck you need, but some luck is still part of it. Just basic statistics that 10% of startups succeed. Well, 90% failed. So it's just
Those who raise, 10% of those who raise money.
well, yeah, the 10% who raise money. Okay. So there are more people who are failing. Okay.
Maybe a final question, and then if anybody else has any questions, you can find him after, at the networking. So the final question, what exactly do you create? Explain to me like I'm 8 years old.
Usually it's 5-year-old. Okay.
A bit more advanced.
Nodes-based solution is a bit complicated, but I need to work on the Lego pitch. What? Lego blocks. I like that. Yeah. Basically, we're splitting AI solutions into small Lego blocks, and we want to enable non-technical people so they can play with those Lego blocks and build something with AI for some specific business. This is what we're producing. And if it's visual, image, video, or maybe a little bit of LLM, this is what we're creating. Lego blocks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's clap. Great, thank you. And the next speaker is Mantas Puida from Gamedev Fund. Gamedev Fund, so please. I will just switch.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, just a quick introduction of my experience. Last 15 years I spent in games, making community game engine, and 5 of these years were mostly making AI for games and around the games. And currently I'm just helping to invest into games, just big games which are promising. And also keeping casual eye on the research, what is happening around the games in the AI scene. So I will try to kind of do course analysis, what tools are available now and how they are moving in the future, and maybe it will help you kind of build some vision for yourself, as I'm also trying to see where things are going and where they will plan. Yeah, how many of you have tried to make a game? Okay. Wow, we have plenty of game developers here. Yeah, but if you just a casual user of the games, just player, gamer, right? And for you, game usually is a black box, which consumes your user input and produces shiny pixels. The better game is, the better pixels are, right? Or the more fun way it reacts to your input. But if you try to look inside of that black box, you would see that there is a game engine. There are a lot of 2D assets, 3D assets, animations, code, audio, effects, physics, story, cinematics, everything. And these are typical assets which are produced by the game developer. And the game engine usually is kind of common piece of software which is being reused between several games. It could be publicly available game engines like Unreal or Unity. It could be custom made, but in general, it's kind of thing that glues everything together to get the shiny pixels out. And the generative AI is kind of quickly going into this area, and some people are already trying to use it every day with various success. So I try to rank how these tools perform for different tasks. Mostly it will be ChatGPT, maybe 𝗔𝗱𝗱𝗀𝗀, or maybe Midjourney, maybe something else. But in general, I feel that the best quality currently is for text-based stuff, like story, dialogues, etc., produced by ChatGPT. The code is also kind of okay. All these metrics are subjective, and they are improved every week because somebody releases something new. But so basically, code and 2D assets are okay. Audio is coming there. 3D is kind of a bit terrible. Cinematics also, but there are promising advances there. Animations are also kind of meh. So at the top, I just tried a meshy AI write a prompt duck, and it generates something which is on the left side. Not really impressive. You probably wouldn't use it in game because it looks like a clay model. Then it can improve it and refine it. The texture improves, but in general, model fidelity not that much. At the bottom, we have Limping Zombie, produced by Unity Muse, the preview version of the software. It's kind of okay, just moving in the wrong direction. That's the current state of the AI tools. The worst part, not the best part, right? But it's improving every week. And if you look deeper into 2D generative AI, especially the foundational models like Stable Diffusion, it works great for photos and illustrations. For games, it's kind of okay because it produces the image which is coherent, but it needs extra hacks to make it work inside of game. But what is the most interesting piece for me, that they hint that they understand the 3D world. They're producing 2D images, but inside of the model, it has 3D world representation because it can rotate things. It can produce images of the things which are not visible directly in the scene. There is a great paper, Diffusion Wide, which just does in painting instead of generated photo. They ask to paint the chrome ball, which reflects surroundings. So you start seeing what could be in the scene outside of this image. And it's kind of producing believable content, which means that this AI model knows what could be possibly happening outside of the frame. And of course, probably you already kind of looked at the Sora, OpenAI text-to-video generator. I will more like, it's okay.
Should I wait?
It will stop.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will try to digest why it's important, what is the significance of the example videos of the Sora text-to-video tool by OpenAI, which is not yet released fully. It's kind of still closed. But what is the significance? What I see inside of that tool as an opportunity for the game developers. If that would be game scene, would it be a great looking game? Okay, that's promising. If it would be cinematic scene inside of the game, would it be impressive for you? Right? Because cinematics for the games usually is not done in the real time. There is a separate team working with the higher quality assets to produce offline renders of several minutes, maybe 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, to impress the players when the level is loading or maybe when the game is starting. Basically, it's kind of a marketing splash of the interesting pieces of the game or impressive pieces of the game. So if you have good text-to-video tool that already can cut a lot of our time and cost producing this cinematics, the cast up. What is interesting that these videos generated by Sora exhibit extremely good coherence compared to other tools. And also, of course, they are much easier to work with as compared to Stable Diffusion images, which are not correct, kind of related directly to each other. And so people started extracting 3D geometry from the Sora generated videos. basically, if you have a lot of images of the scene from different angles, then you can use three most common tools like curves, 3D Gaussian plots, or maybe just photogrammetry, the old school tool, to actually extract point cloud of the scene and actually build the geometry from these points. Right? It could be used as the game level. Of course, it doesn't work from all the angles because kind of this video is limited to the angles where the camera is going. But if you have control over the prompt, you actually could produce even better trajectory of the camera to better extract the geometry, and you could use this geometry at the game level. So it kind of already helps you to develop game even if the tool is not released yet. Another interesting topic is that often the artists are struggling to find the reference animations when they're trying to kind of animate things inside of your game. Of course, for this whole mouse, maybe you could just take elephant animation or some video from National Geographic, but maybe for some other artificial creations, like it was a few slides ago, maybe it will show. Yeah, like this thingy. Oh, it doesn't play. Yeah, like this thingy moving. It's completely artificial creation, right? What is the right animation for that thing? Nobody knows. But artists kind of sometimes need some outside source of inspiration, how these animations could look like in game. And it's already helping the game developers in this regard. And the famous scene where the ships are kind of sailing inside of a cup of coffee. Yeah, it looks believable. The physics is kind of real. Actually, such kind of fluid physics usually is not available in general game engines. You need to code it on top of it, and it's quite time consuming. So if this tool could make real-time physics like this, it would be awesome for games. So if you look again at this black square, like user input, black square, output, shiny pixels. It's kind of fitting the game and the game engine as I talked previously, but also it's fitting the text-to-video description. User input is the prompt, and the black box and the shiny pixels are the output. Just they're moving time. Right? And actually, OpenAI also noticed that text-to-video generator is actually 4D world model. It can model world, 3D world, how it evolves in the time, right? And if you have time component, you can have relationships which are kind of what things trigger another thing. You actually better understand the state of the whole world, because if you will try to deduce the state of the world from a single photo, usually it's impossible to tell what happens next, or you kind of need to interpret a lot. But if you have a sequence of the photos, which what happened before the moment you're trying to infer what's happening next, then you kind of have story of the world, and you can extrapolate what happens next. So researchers definitely notice that. This is very important role model, and opportunities of that are impossible. Not impossible, but unlimited in a sense that AGI might be the thing. This thing might be AGI. Of course, it could be just text only, chatbot, right? Which will win this race, I don't know. But it's definitely a very interesting area to watch what's happening. And actually, other researchers are already researching this idea that neural net that is simulating world in 4D space, like 3 dimensions plus time. Back in 2018, at NIPS, the famous or infamous Jürgen Schmidhuber with the David Hack presented some neural net which was learning Doom game. It's not very high resolution. You need imagination to recognize the Doom level or some memories of the Doom level, but actually it was firing the fireballs and simulating how these fireballs move across the level. So this idea that neural net can simulate world at the long distances of time, it was already there. And this year, Google Genie released this another simulator, which is kind of trained on a lot of side-scrollers games. And it accepts not only the prompt which describes the game, but also it accepts user actions, like a sequence of the keyboard inputs or something, or joystick gamepad inputs. And it's trying to respond how the character moves. Of course, it's not real time. This thing is running 1 frame per second. So the user actions are pre-recorded, but in general, it's also a very promising idea, a very promising direction where the game development might move. Yeah, so what is missing? We need more real-time performance or less latency. Basically, if you could scale it from 1 FPS to 30 frames per second, it would be very nice. Of course, the software quality is probably achievable only by the 2 or 3 orders of magnitude, which means 100 to 1,000 times slower. So we need to improve in this area. So it might happen in 5 years, maybe in 10 years. We also need to maintain longer coherent generation because solar current is capped at the 1 minute. Maybe some tools are capped at the 5 minutes. So researchers need to solve that. Also, they need to plug audio generation into this framework, but that task is quite easy. And we also need some more refined control as the game developers, not just prompt, because prompt is a good start. You define the role, the feeling, etc., but you can't kind of put all the game inside the prompt, or maybe you can, because now LLMs are taking context of 200K, unlimited context, right? Maybe it will be the thing that you write game not in the code, but in the text. But some still fine-tuning or like fine-grained editing tools for games will be needed. And the biggest VCs are actually betting that AI native game engines will replace the classic game engines. And text-to-video might be this next thing that will disrupt the classic game engines. I think that's it.
Does anybody have any questions? You can also submit them to Slido. It's the same link. We have a question there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Maybe a little bit of a philosophical one. I guess many people know that in the gaming industry, crunch is accepted and it's kind of part of the everyday life where everybody needs to work there, right? And the kind of the creativity aspect of the creators, of the animators, of the engineers, of the designers, of everybody else is kind of pushed a little bit away from because of the environment sometimes. In your opinion, what do you think? Will the impact of AI technology, AI engines, AI assistants make the situation better for the average worker working in the industry? Or is it going to create more responsibilities for less people as the crunch is going to get worse?
Maybe it's going both happen. Yeah, basically, 15 years ago, crunch actually was like kind of norm in the game industry. And in recent years, I think I would say that maybe 1/3 of the studios doing very continuous crunch. It was more related to the business model that if you agree with the publisher that you need to release game on the Christmas or maybe Black Friday or whatever fixed date, then you need to do everything to release that year, or you just skip a year, right? It's not ideal. And of course, the tools which help you with the productivity or kind of faster change the minds, change the gears, should help you there. But also, how I see the tools are developing, it's kind of prosumers and the beginners are jumping on them first, and the very experienced and big studios who are actually doing the crunches are lagging behind because kind of they are not sure if the quality is here, if the message to the audience will be good, that they use AI tools. I mean, they might use them behind the scenes, but they don't want to advertise that, right? And so I would see that probably this technology first will help the students and later to the big studios. And hopefully, yeah, less human, less intense effort of the human will be needed.
That's a nice vision. Thank you very much.
Any more questions? Well, we don't have anything on Slido right now, so if you think of something later, you can ask Mantas during the networking. Thank you so much. And the final presentation is by Mantas Lukauskas from Hostinger.
I think you can hear me now. Yeah, so as Gamedev presented me, I am Mantas from company Hostinger. Today, I won't go too deep into technical or infrastructure of LLMs and what we are doing at Hostinger. I will go through GenAI role in Hostinger, how we use GenAI, and how we try to help our customers to succeed online. So starting from me, I am working at Hostinger for 3 years right now. At the same time, I am a PhD student of informatics and researcher at university. And I started my career as analyst, and then I turned to AI. Is there anyone who do not know Hostinger? Okay, just two. good thing. So Hostinger was founded let's say back 20 years ago, and I started at Hostinger like part of Zyro company, not directly at Hostinger, but right now Zyro is a part of Hostinger. It is like Hostinger Versatility. And a few numbers about Hostinger. So it took us around 10 years or 11 years to reach 1 million users. It took us 3 years to reach 2 million users, and right now, last year we reached 2 million users, and this year we will reach 3 million users, so we're growing exponentially, and that is perfect for us. Okay, and we have one interesting number that 47% of employees working like customer support, so we have a huge support team in Indonesia, Brasilia, and different regions. And a few principles why I am showing this one is for me most interesting principle, and why I'm showing it is learn and be curious. That's why you are here. That's why I'm presenting this one. And another thing, because I have time to talk about that, we are always looking for new AI engineers, AI developers. So if someone is looking for a job and you fit into these principles, feel free to ping me. So talking about AI history, I think most of you know these things, but let's start from the beginning. So AI is not new field. We have like 70 years ago term of AI. We had AI winter. We had different things in the timeline of AI. And I came to AI, let's say, 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, and joined hosting 3 years ago. And this one is most interesting thing for me. Like, okay, it is NVIDIA revenue. In recent years, you can see growing exponentially because AI is buzzword. Everyone wants to use AI. Everyone wants to develop new solutions, and it is really, really inspiring for companies to build AI, use AI, and try to make new products based on AI. And we have a lot of companies working with AI, releasing new models, and we as company using most of them, using different models for different futures or different ways to help users. And how we started. This one will be like from the beginning of the Zyro, not Hostinger, because Hostinger before us, like a team, did not have anything like AI team. Zyro had an AI team, and we started there, and right now we are working in Hostinger as a team. We have a lot of AI features in Zyro. It was before ChatGPT, it was before a lot of models, so it was hard to develop new things. Like AI heat map took, I don't know how long, maybe 3 months to develop models, to train models, to prepare data, and so on. Right now we can develop those kind of, let's say, features in days, maybe weeks. That's like that. Then I joined Zyro. My first project was AI business name generator. Basically based on description, you generate a name. Right now you can write that to ChatGPT. For example, you have like JSON mode for just have a better stability of the answers, and that's all. So few hours of prompting and you have feature like that. I spent collecting data, training model, choosing model, I don't know, 2 months, maybe something like that. Trained a lot of models from BERT, DistilBERT, GPT-2, GPT-Neo, and so on. So there was a lot of models. And other things, most of them based on LLMs, let's say small LLMs, and we had some features with images. That's how our first AI feature looks like. Not pretty, to be precise. It is quite ugly for me. Yeah, so we had like AI blog title generator. So you choose like a specific topic and you can generate titles for your blog. That was like a bit like searching engine, in the same time generating new names, like saving into database to save a lot of computing power and similar stuff. Also, we had my AI business name generator. That looks quite good, worked pretty well as well. And I think we just deactivated this one feature maybe 2 months ago or something like that. So we still was using those ones and totally fine. And we had like feature to generate text, but everything was based on categories, because in this way you can easily control your model. You can easily like know what to generate, but right now we do not need to do that. And a lot of more features. These all features was in Zyro, and you see heat map, you see logo generator, and you can see that logos at the top, not that pretty, better, more upscaler, and so on. By now, you can have upscaler or better more than stability AI or other services like use like API and that's all. In that time, we had to train our unit and different neural networks to solve these problems. And okay, so that was our history and what we are doing right now. We have AI assistants everywhere. So basically that was project. I started on my computer, just like testing things, what we can do. That was even not before ChatGPT, I think in the same time, maybe 1 month before ChatGPT or something like that. There are a lot of chatbots, assistants, you can build without LLMs, you can build on NLU, you can have like predefined answers based on intent and different things, and that is easy. Right now we have like AI assistants everywhere. We are using LLMs, we are using combination of LLMs, NLU, that's how you can control your flows. Because based on LLMs, there are some cases where you can't trust LLMs, like refund policy. Okay, you can't let people to refund like in specific cases, and ChatGPT, okay, let's say that not ChatGPT, but GPT-4, GPT-4 Turbo, and other models, in most cases can agree with people. So there was some examples where you can buy a car for $1, like LLMs can fail a lot, and as we have almost 3 million users, that is kind of a tricky situation for us. Like, talk about AI assistants everywhere. We have like different assistants. You can imagine those assistants like agents, systems, something like that. All of them inside could have more agents, more different functionalities and different functions. Because let's say I will talk about builder AI assistant a bit later. So let's say a sales assistant. Basically, sales assistant try to help people to choose for a plan for hosting, VPS, WordPress, what you need. So basically, you are just explaining to AI assistant what you want to build and what website you are looking for, and AI sales assistant will help you to choose that plan. But our biggest project, let's say, it is customer support AI assistant. As I mentioned previously, half of people in our company working as customer support agents, and to solve customer support with AI is huge thing for us. I can't tell you numbers, how much savings we can have like that, but our savings is not about like dropping off people, because we are growing in clients, users a lot, and we keep stable. Right now, we just keep stable with our customer support people, and we do not need to recruit new people. That is totally fine for us, and it is interesting. Right now, with customer support AI assistants, let's say we are solving like maybe 45% of queries of a user. So totally good thing, because let's say through AI assistant, we have like 100K conversations per week. Also, we can imagine what costs we have, like, because we are using GPT-4 here. So 100K conversation per week, let's say average messages number could be like 7-8 messages per user per conversation. So it costs us a lot. I can say that one. That was our first interaction with our first AI chatbot, AI assistant, customer support AI assistant. That was real first message. It's not cherry-picked message. It was our first message, but like I need to disclose the thing, like doesn't mean that our all messages look like that. No, for sure not. As I mentioned, we have like 45% success rate of conversations without getting hand off to a real person. We had a lot of wrong conversations where we didn't, where bot didn't understand intent of a user and different things. This one is our hosting a website builder AI assistant. So it is totally different from customer support AI assistant, because this one is just for helping user to build website. You can like ask things, how to connect your domain, how to do such thing, how to insert new images and different things. And this one assistant is helping people. Also, we have new iteration where not only answering like language model, but we can do a lot of functionalities to open button, to make action instead of user, like refill specific tool, open that tool, and so on. And we have, for example, in our website builder shop store, let's say, where we can also have same functionality. And as we have WordPress, in WordPress also we integrated not the same AI system, because questions are different, functionality are different. So we integrated a totally different assistant, but all WordPress users also can use this functionality. And another topic is not about assistants, it is about how we help to build users' websites with AI. And we have like AI website generator. You need just to write your brand, write your description, and you will have your website. So basically, we are using, as everyone I think understand here, we are using LLM here. We need to use specific structure, specific prompt, maybe, for example, some functionalities like NLU to keep some things in the correct way, but it is totally fine. We have like from template generating website, not just like random website, but from template. When we maybe like specific template, you want to make that template more suitable for your business, you can change that template with prompt. And one of the interesting things, just color selection, that is also covered with that prompts, website descriptions, and different. Another thing, sure, it is still LLMs, but in websites we have functionality to just write me something. Like you can ask. You do not need to go to ChatGPT to ask ChatGPT to write me something. You can have everything in one place. Just create a website, generate something. You can copy paste that text. It's totally fine. Or you can have like specific text, change specific text without copying that text from the AI writer. And sure, without images, there's no website. So we have like generating images. I think from the examples, you can understand which one model we are using here. Okay, any guess? Because these examples are from API. So if you know that API, you know what model we are using here.
Either DALL-E or the Excel?
Yes, it's the Excel. Like before I showed you Zyro logo generator, that was like ugly logos, not really bad logos, because that was trained our model. On that time, that looked okay, maybe quite good, and we can release that. Right now, you can have like logos generator, quite easy. You can implement that quite easy. I won't say that just by using API is enough. You need to fine tune things. You need to change some things. You need to work around, because we are exporting like SVG, so you need to have SVG converters and different things, so it's not that easy. And I talked about writing text. You can write your blog totally with AI. Same with product descriptions, or one of the newest our future in website is CEO assistant. You do not longer need to think how your website will look like on Google. You can, AI and different models can scan your website and suggest what metadata you need to write, what descriptions and keywords you need to write for your website, like to have better ranking on Google search. And our heatmap. It came from Zyro. We are using still the same heatmap. It is working perfectly. We do not need to fix things that is not broken. And that is totally, we still can use that. And one of them, not from our Hostingale website builder, we have like domain generator. Sometimes you do not need, sometimes you do not know what domain name could be good for your website. So you can just write a description and you will have your domain name for your website. And this one is based on LLMs. Interesting thing that I made same feature like 3 years ago, same with our business name generator, but we never released that one. So that was like, let's say 50% good, 50% bad. So we waited for better times, or just didn't have time for that, and we released like this one now. And that is just a part of everything we are doing with AI, different models, training, fine-tuning, RAG systems, and all that stuff. And that was external, user-facing features, and we have some internal features. So this one of our internal feature, like we have user feedback. You can imagine we have like, I mentioned almost 3 million users, so we have feedback a lot. We need to analyze that feedback, and it is hard for people to read all the feedback, to group that feedback. And so we have things like, we are calling inside, we are calling that one like feedback machine. Just we are throwing all the data to that one, and we have like different models clustering topics, keywords, and different stuff, and we try to extract useful information for future iteration of our website builder, future iteration of different our things. So we have like, we have sentiment, information, extraction topics, and so on. And that's all. And if you have any questions, you can ask right now. You can write me in.
Does anybody any questions? Live, yes, please.
So how much should your LLM provider increase its costs for you to influence a lot your business decisions?
Do you mean how?
How many times? Like if the cost would increase 2 times, would it affect a lot?
I think not a lot. Right now, I can just have one of an example of right now. Based on our budget, for example, we have specific budget for our AI systems. So we are spending just 30% of that. So we have room to improve our systems. We can handle a lot of more customers. That's also one for us.
Yes, and it covers 46% of all.
Yeah, 46% of success rate, something like that, 45 or 46%. So we have like 55% handoff to real person. Everyone who tried to talk with chatbot, if they do not like chatbot, want real person, we always have real person to answer questions. We are not just throwing user to chatbot and not solving the problem. we solve problem in one way or another.
Please, I think that was you were first.
So Mantas, thanks for the talk. It was very interesting to see all these features. But I was wondering how much of these features are based on your proprietary technology, which you built in Hostinger, and what part do you basically integrate from, outside tools? Because a lot of it seems like text, which probably is just cost effective to send those queries that you said in JSON to OpenAI. And if you are building, maybe you need Kestutis help, he did first talk. He will help you perhaps.
I did not talk to Kestutis about that. I don't know. I don't know, but I can't say you how much we are using external like APIs and different stuff, and how much of we are building inside. But we are building a lot inside. We are training models for sure, open source models like Llama 3, Llama 2, Llama 2, Llama 3 just released, and we have different ideas how to solve. Right now we are just moving with MVP solution. Let's say if we can have same future for our clients with API, first we will use API, and only then we'll try to train model, fine-tune model to find a better solution, like fine-tuning GPT-4 or fine-tuning GPT 3.5 and a lot of things. So firstly, we use APIs to solve problem, and then just if the quality is not correct for us, we need to improve, we use our models.
Some more questions, I think. Yes.
We use AI for customer support. Like my husband is working in customer support in Apple. He's a head there, and actually he gets I think once a week he gets outbound from a company that is doing some kind of bot that optimizes this kind of workflows. I am very interested in how did you decide buy versus build solution. Like there are a lot of companies that are doing very similar in their solutions, and they are focusing 100 people and more to solve this kind of problem. And you have small team that is doing the same. How can you keep up with those other companies that are putting all the resources in this regard versus your own building versus your own team that is doing the same, but it's moving forward?
I don't know if we are moving slower. You do not know how I work. Example. Right, today I work from 5 a.m. to now.
Yeah.
Not moving slower. Okay.
Working longer is not always
not that way. We can try. We talk with a lot of companies about chatbots or assistant solutions and so on. Then we explain what we want to reach. No one accepted that. That was okay, we can't do that right now. So we started to build our own solution better. We have a team of, maybe 15 people right now. So it is not a small team working with specifically AI systems. And we work with different open source, not models, but different open source frameworks, not only open source frameworks. We had Dialogflow and different frameworks, and no one of them achieved what we expected. So that's why we started to build our own solution. We build everything from scratch. I know that architecture to every single line of code. So I can change a lot of things, like doing not only data science things, but doing DevOps things. So it is for us that was a better solution.
Thank you. And maybe just one more question from Slido, and then I know the pizzas are here, so we'll have to wrap up. So this question is, can you explain how the heat map feature works? What data was used to train the model? What data do you evaluate the performance on?
I can't explain that one. As I mentioned, that was one of the oldest solutions, one of the oldest feature in the 𝗔𝗱𝗱𝗀𝗀. It was even before I joined 𝗔𝗱𝗀 and hosting it. It's working, as I remember correctly, it's worked like training UNet to cover specific field, to segment specific fields, and you train model to like have training data set with labeled eye contact with your image, and you just train model to replicate that thing, and model learn to cover letters, cover specific text, most important text like headings and different stuff. That is how much I can explain that.
Thank you. And maybe just one last question. Maybe this is going to be a quick one. Who owns logo generated by AI in Hostinger environment?
What do you mean, who owns?
Please elaborate.
It's not my question, but I assume it's copyright. Who owns the copyright for the logo?
I think user.
Actually, this is a big debate. I just was in conference, a law conference, talking about this very topic, and we just saw the EU law that is coming in a year, because it is generated by AI globally.
It was just one case. No, it was just one case. Just one case.
If it is generated by AI, nobody owns it. If you did some changes, that means that you did some human work, human touch, then it's all it is yours. Yeah. So the one who did the last changes, then it owns the rights. But this is not. But we have 1 year to prepare for this. So now this law is not working right now. So lawyers just started to introducing to the companies, so just to be prepared for this change.
Okay, just a question to you, right? Like you guys build workflows, right? Yeah. So like who owns like you do make a workflow, like that results to a final product, right? Like do you own the copyright to the workflow?
It depends. It really depends. Actually, we are having to talk with the lawyers about that. It really depends on the licenses of different tools, and you really need to read the licenses, how you can use it. And then it really depends on workflow, when we do the tool, and who is the last one who uses the changes of the thing that you use. So
really complicated.
Yeah, it is complicated, so we don't have the final answer yet, but we just started to prepare for this change, and as I mentioned, we have 1 year to share.
Okay, thank you very much for the discussion. Thank you, Mantas. We will wrap up. If you have any more questions to any of the speakers, please ask them at the back, where we will have pizzas and networking, and after this at San Diego Pub. Thank you, everybody.